Governor Christie was supposed to be on the campaign trail in New Hampshire this weekend. He returned to his home state to help residents ride out the storm. He joins us on the phone this morning. Governor, good to have you with us. I'm not sure if you could see Rahima there just before we came to you, but you could likely hear her. She is on the coast in New Jersey. Where is your concern focused this morning, Governor? Is it the coastal areas?
You know, it really isn't any more than other parts of the state. We do not expect major flooding on the coast. We expect some street flooding, which is fairly typical for storm events on the coast in New Jersey. But at least as of now, we're not expecting any type of major flooding incidents along the coast. And they'll actually be a little bit better off from a snow perspective, as Rahima mentioned in her report. Now, I think, you know, in other parts of the state, we're getting much heavier snow than we thought we were, 6 to 18 inches up in the north and up to 2 feet in the central and inland part of the southern part of the state.
As you well know, there was a fair amount of criticism over your timing in terms of, excuse me, leaving the campaign trail in New Hampshire to return home to New Jersey. How do you answer those critics this morning, Governor?
Well, I don't know why they would be critical. I was here last night before the first snowflake dropped, and so I don't understand any basis for criticism. My view all along was I wanted to get the best information I possibly could as to whether my presence was going to be needed here. Once I got the final forecast at 11 o'clock yesterday morning, I made the decision at 11:30 to be home. And despite the fact that flights were canceled, I drove from New Hampshire back to New Jersey, and I was home last night before 8 p.m.
I know you've been advising folks to stay inside their homes, but you mentioned, of course, those revised snow totals. We're seeing some of that here in New York City. When, in your estimation, will it be safe for folks to be out again?
You know, I would think tomorrow is the way it looks now. I think today and tonight, folks should expect that this is an inside day for them. We're doing really well, though, in terms of keeping our roads passable for emergency vehicles and others who absolutely have to be on the road. Up in the north here, we still have mostly just wet roads with traffic, you know, moving pretty freely. In the central and southern areas, the roads are snow covered due to the heavy snowfall, but all the roadways are passable. There's a 35-mile-an-hour restriction on our major roads like the New Jersey Turnpike and the Garden State Parkway, but our Department of Transportation has over 3,800 pieces of equipment out there right now spreading salt and sand and moving snow off the roadways. And so, you know, right now we feel like we're doing well from that perspective. We've got about 17,000 power outages so far across the state. Most of those focused in the most southern part of our state, about 15,000 of them being in Cape May County.
All right, well, we know you will be a busy man today. We appreciate you taking some time for us, Governor Christie. Thanks.